Apologies for a couple of technical difficulties. We've started this game a few seconds later, but you haven't missed a single score just yet. Just a lovely, lovely offensive flow by Ogre Moments and a lovely direct shot into the end zone from Samieta to Goldova. And lovely work for Ogre Moments in the first pass. First goal of this game. Last game of the day, Ogre Moments against Ultimate Saku. And first possession is clean. And Abelite sends the pull. Saku, Mulder. Oof. Linz under huge pressure from Abelite. Swing. Linz. Looking for options. Gets close to the end zone, and finally, yes, Saku finding the window to push the disc through. Maye Partna collects that score for Saku. Saku, of course, very, very strong. Very strong sides. I think so far they did only lose one game in this particular league. To Salaspils. Yes, they only lost to Salaspils so far. And this might be a game for the second place in the standings. If I check Moments standings and games so far, they also lost to Salaspils, but I think they lost they won every other game. Yes, so Salaspils are the winners of the league, that is for sure, but then the only two teams that can get second and third are actually Moments and Saku, if my math is correct. So whoever wins this game are the second in the league, so that's going to be quite an exciting matchup. So de facto the bronze, well, not bronze, but like game for silver and bronze. Ogre have a bit more players on the bench, but for Saku it could be quite difficult, as they only have 6 players today. I've been I've had a good conversation with Maria Mulder about the number of players available for them. She was excited that I could count to 6 and count the 6 players on their bench. Pertno is the disc back to Lepik. To Mulder. And into the end zone there. Oh, Lepik was not able to hold on to that. Gerda Trinuntera, maybe not as a precise throw, but yeah, Lepik is also apologetic. She's indicating that she should have held on to that disc, but sadly wasn't able to. Kalavanova swing. Oh, stall out has been called earlier in the point. Kalavanova not contesting, and that's is checked in, so players can move. It is a turnover on the field, so Saku getting the disc back very quickly. Mulder. Gets it to partner, and oh, a throwaway. So Abelita will pick up the disc once again for Ogre. For moments. First available pass given. Lepina with the disc. A bit nervous with the disc, but gives it to Smildina. Excuse me, Matskina. That was Lepina now with the disc. Back to Abelita. And oh, Lepina was not able to get that low disc in stride. Very difficult, of course, to get that. Layout was required, but of course, quite difficult to lay out on the hardwood floors. Here, as we are playing indoor, of course. Oh, that is off the hand of Maya Partner. Very unfortunate and a bit of a lapse of concentration there. For Saku, and after a few passes, moments, collecting their break. That's 2-1, not an easy score, not an easy point for them, but that works out pretty well. So 2 points in a row for Ogre. Interesting to see, actually. How does the standing look like? Yeah, Salaspils with 6 wins. Yeah, Tartu are locked in the 4th place, DTS in 5th, Ventspils in 6th, and Hyperflick in 7th. But Ogre and Saku, this is essentially the game for the 2nd place in the Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League. So whoever wins this game would actually get the 2nd place in the standings. Linz chases the disc, goes to Lepik, and yes, they are collecting another point. That is 2-3 in the standings in this game. Great work by them. Last game of the day, last game of the division, of the women's division. So that is Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League, almost done. The last game, but a very, very important game. So whoever wins that, as I mentioned, will take the 2nd place in the league. Oh, Samieta, double coverage on her, was not able to elevate comfortably, and of course, yeah, quite a difficult reception also under loads of pressure there. Maria Mulder, first pass completed, goes to Linz. Linz, back to Mulder. Mulder to Hunt. Renner in Hunt, looking for any options. Lepik, too much pressure. Yeah, quite frustrated with the decision of Rennerin there, and yeah, that gives possession and an opportunity to Moments. Eglita asking for something there. Some pressure on Kalavanova, but I think that just, yeah, bounced off her fingers. I don't think that there was too much pressure on her. Nothing that she would not be able to deal with, but yeah, sadly. Oh, pick. Yeah, looks like quite a lot of bodies and players very close to the disc, and yeah, looks like probably a catch-up would be a very fair outcome over here. So Eglita is going to catch up to the position of Crystal Linz. Hunt once again with the disc. Big mark of Pasita. But still manages to get a reset, and Linz pushes the disc through, and from number 33 to number 66, that is a double up on the score, and that is 2-3 for Ultimate Saku. Double the score, double the numbers on the shirt, and Lint to Mulder for another point. 3-3, excuse me, not a double up. That is a little bit too high, and even the tall figure of Abelita recognizes that. And that is going to be brought to the more advantageous position on the field. Brick mark. First pass to Goldova, back to Abelita. To Kalavanova. To Eglite, and Eglite to Kalavanova, two younger players of the Moments squad connecting and getting a score, another score on the board. So 4-3, still etching ahead to the locals of Ogre, home team. Doing well in that game so far. Abelita with the disc. First pass completed. Partner to Lintz, Lintz to Mulder. Fakes and makes moves, does Untera, but then Mulder collects finally a reset, not an easy reset, so quite a lot of pressure over there. Oh, threads the needle, does Gerda-Trin Untera, but the intended receiver there, Maya Partner, was not ready for that disc, and that disc does hit the ground, so looks like a bit of fatigue on the Saku side, as they only have 6 players there. Quite a difficult for them. Pasita gets the first disc. Swings to Lepina. Lepina. Oof. To Samiete. Oh, unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Sevilla Smildzine. And did not work for them. So Saku will pick up again. Oof, lovely reset there to Untera. Swing to Lepik. Lepik goes too high with the reset. Not able to make an adjustment. Lepik almost tried to pounce at that disc, but still safely in the hand. Well avoided contact by Saku, but still loads of pressure there. Abelita with the disc. Abelita looking for options, finds a reset. Samiete with the disc. Ooh, Lepina under pressure from Lepik. Swing to Abelita, swing to Samiete. Samiete around the defender to Abelita, and Abelita into the end zone, says not quite in, and Samiete available. Just a pop pass and another score. 2-point lead for Ogre Moments, 5-3. Ultimate Saku visibly tired, of course, playing the third game of the day. Not an easy feat with 6 people, only 1 sub available for them, so every point, yeah, quite difficult, of course, for them. The tiredness just builds up. Not an easy thing, of course. Ogre has 9 players available for this particular one, so 4 players on the bench and 5 on the field. Mulder, swing. Disc with Untera. to Mulder. Mulder, a bit of a push pass, but well held on by Hunt. Hunt to Mulder, and Mulder. Oh, oof, into the end zone, but a little bit too far from Maria Mulder. Apologetic to her teammate. Gerda Nuntera, yeah, no, cannot really hold on to it. Habilita picks the disc up, wants to go with the set play to Kalavanova. Oh, just off the hand. Yeah, very uncharacteristic for Adria Kalavanova. Mistake. Yeah, she's not going to be happy with herself for letting this one go away from her. Lintz picking the disc up. Mulder, one of her favorite targets, I'm sure. Gets the disc. Mulder goes around. Hits Rennerin Hunt. Goes to Mulder. From Lintz. This time disc with Partner. Back to Lintz. Yeah, these long points really making Saku work. And yeah, Kalavanova easily swipes that disc away from the intended receiver of Untera. And yeah, it looks like Saku running a little bit on fumes. Abilite picks the disc up. Goes to Kalavanova, back to Abilite. And to Eglite. To Abilite, and an easy continuation to Evelina Goldova. And that's a 6-3 score. I think the longer the points gets, the harder it is for Saku to work, of course, as the fatigue builds up. But now, look at that. The 4 players out of 5 who were on the point for moments are gonna get off, and the fresh 4 will come in. While for Saku, the task is a lot harder. Notable absences, as the rosters actually look very similar in terms of the numbers, but notable absences for Ultimate Saku. Marin Raba, not here. Inge Rutsalu, not here. Santa Kurmiste, not here. And Andre Virge, I think, also not here. So yeah, a big chunk of the roster is not available for them, and very unfortunate, sadly, for Saku, as another disc goes away from them. And Lepine, a bit of an errant shot, too much air under it, and yeah, just goes a bit outdoorsy shot. I usually make this mistake as I don't like playing indoors, but quite uncharacteristic for Lepine. She does play indoor a lot more than outdoor. Lintz gonna pick it up, go to Mulder. Mulder to Hunt, back to Mulder. Mulder looking for options, but can't really find anything. Lepik is on the field. She would be gunning for the end zone or for the reset. She's basically whenever she is needed. Rennerin Hunt, well held on. Lepik gets the reset. A bit of a pick. Some stoppage. Something happened. But looks like a bit of a confusion happened. But yeah, players just continue playing. Pasita got out of position, and yeah, no, Mulder does not need a second invitation to run away from her defender into the end zone to collect another score. That is 6-4. Ultimate Saku stops the bleeding a little bit, but they look to be running on fumes a little bit, and a timeout has been called by Ultimate Saku, as they only have 1 timeout per half. I think after 10 points played out of 35 maximum total, Yeah, it's a good idea to call a timeout right about now. The first point of the second half is upon us. Ogre receiving the disc, quick give and go, but still finding themselves in their own end zone. Now Eglita with the disc, finally getting out of their own end zone. Samiete, swing to Eglita. Abilita available for the reset, but not taken. A bit of a crossing of the pass over there, but still works out pretty well. Ui, Eglita. Well held on. Abilita available for a reset. Matskina was available, and a blade for Abilita. Abilita, the captain, the leader of the whole Ogre Frisbee community, is picking up another point and doing a great job in that. 7-4 is the score at the moment, as we are nearing the end of the first half. Of course, the first half will be over as soon as one of the teams will score 9 points. So Samiete with the pull, Mulder and Lintz and Lepik, the trio of experience of Saku, and yeah, Lepik, I think that fatigue is getting to all of the Saku squad, as they are missing quite a lot of the key players over there, and unfortunately Gerda Trinuntera was not able to hold on to that disc. Looks like the disc went out of bounds somewhere on the sideline, about there. Is good for both of the teams and both of the players. And Ruta Pasita was not able to close her hands on the disc, and that is knocked away. And Lintz is going to start Saku going the other way. Lepik with the disc, looking at her options. Untera collects and holds on to possession, and Lintz somehow sneaks away from the defended person and collects another point for Saku. And Saku, 5 points to Ogre 7. Ogre will receive that pull. Goldova holding on to the disc. Swing. And Abilite to Kalavanova for the end zone. And that's another score for Ogre Moments. So 7-5. 8-5, excuse me, in this game. First half almost finished. The second half is still to go, but the time is actually running out rather quickly. 15 minutes only left on the clock, as this game is quite slow going. I think every point, and that's maybe also something that is making it quite difficult for Saku. As it is not very easy, of course, to play the long points over there for either of the teams. And that's a turnover. Very unfortunate for Saku. Give and go, Abelita and Eglita. Now Samieta and Pasita are getting involved. Swing to Eglita. Eglita looking for options in the end zone, but has nothing. Just swings and swings and swings. And Samieta recognizes it. And Abelita, beautiful grab and just staying inbounds for that Ogre Moments break, and that's the first half. 9-5, 15 minutes left on the clock. It will be about 13 minutes left to play after we are back from the halftime break. Stay with us. Looks like Ogre Moments might get the second place in the league. And unfortunately for Ultimate Saku, they are losing possession in the first point of the second half, and that's a moment, that's a golden moment for moments, if I may. Sabieta swing to Abelita. That would be lovely for them to start with another break and get a double up on their opposition, as it is 9-5. Very patient work. Abelita, none other than Abelita, will pick up the 10-5 score for Ogre Moments. That is exciting stuff, of course, for them. They are looking at the second place in the Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League. Yes, lovely work for them, and I guess would be quite an important win, considering that the only loss, at least so far, was against the Salaspils team, and that was in Universe Point. That was a thriller of a game. Can recommend you to watch that if you haven't seen it. I think we did stream it. Or was it not streamed? I'm not sure. We had some technical difficulties in the first stage of the Baltic League. So regardless of that, yes, we do have all of the scores recorded. But yes. As we got some interesting camera work done by our camera crew, Moments will pick up the disc and we'll look at the other side, and we'll try to get another break on the scoreboard. Not an easy game for Saku. They have powered through the previous one, but this time with Ogre Moments was having fresh legs on their side all the time. Yeah, it is a lot harder for them, despite their great chemistry and the 6 players chemistry. Yeah, not easy. Not easy for them. Very unfortunate, of course, that some of their players were not able to make it to Riga for the last stage of the women's division of the Frisbee League, Baltic League. Lepik, coast to coast reception. Crystal Linz, yes, celebrating that shot. That was a beautiful shot, and I think Lepik and Linz, great chemistry between them. If you ever want to know what is the right timing and how to cut for each other, look at these two. They do the work. And Maria Mulder as well. Great awareness, great athleticism, but of course all the other players, Untera of course, and Partna, quite experienced players too, and I'm sure that Renerin Hunt, maybe one of the younger players on the squad, here is getting quite a lot of reps here, and will learn a lot from how hard it is to play with only 6 players on the squad. Not only the physical fatigue, but the mental one. The decision making is difficult, and as Abelita and Kalavanova getting another of these points to on the board for 11-6. Ogre Moments running away a little bit with this game. Still 8 minutes on the clock as we are nearing the end of the day. First passes complete by Saku. Lovely work by Lepik as she went deep, realized that it is well covered, then went the other way. Then Lepik into the end zone for Gerda-Trin Untera. And still, I would love to say within touching distance, but yeah, quite a difficult one. 7-11. Time for a Slurpee, and yeah, 4 points. 4 points deficit. Quite a hard one there. As Crystal Linz. No, that was a question like, one more? Really? Jesus. Abelite gets the disc, and Kalavanova now gets it from Pasita. Kalavanova wanted the scuba, but a pick has been called earlier after a few passes, and yeah, a bit of a stoppage. Abelita gets the disc. Pasita now in the end zone. Lepine was not able to hold on to it, but yeah, that does not work out, sadly, and Mulder will pick the disc up for ultimate Saku. Look for options, looks like a bit of a set play. Untera knows exactly where to go for the reception as the two players in the horizontal stack going deep, opening up the space for Untera. Now disc with Hunt. Hunt wants a blade, goes with a blade into the end zone, and Untera holding on to that. Was not an easy shot, and that was not an easy grab, but still more touching distance rather than 7-11, 8-11. That's a break for ultimate Saku, even with 6 people still managing to get some breaks to their name. That's not an easy feat, I can tell you that. I'm telling you from the experience, and not a very enjoyable experience. Lepik with the pull, goes to, gets the disc to Eglite. Eglite had some resets available, but finally finds Samiete. Samiete with a nice round swing to Abelita Kalavanova, and Samiete back to Abelita. Abelita looking into the end zone. Oh, a miscommunication with Evelina Goldova. I think Abelita was expecting her to go the other way, while Goldova went straight without really making a cut, and that gives the disc to Saku, and Saku will collect another break. So I stand very much corrected. 9-11, still emergency for Saku, but not Slurpee time. So no more Slurpees for Ogre moments. Now they definitely need to get to the business end of the things and just close this game off, as we only have about 200 seconds left in this game. Not so much time. First 2 passes completed. Lepine with the disc, goes to Eglite. Eglite looking for options. Samiete, no, looked off. Abelita instead. Swing to Samiete. To Eglite. Swing to Abelita. A lot more conservative with the disc now. Eglite once again makes a cut for a lateral throw. Abelita available for a reset taken. Eglite wanted to get the disc to Lepine, but a little bit too slow, a little bit too floaty, and knocked away there by the defender. Oof, that was very close. And a lovely, lovely work by Lepik there, giving another possession to Saku. Untera. Mulder not able to hold on to it. Looks like holding her hamstrings a little bit, as I'm sure the bodies are stressed. Very stressed. Physically and I'm sure mentally too. Abelita. Ooh, first pass completed. Lepina now on the doorstep, not on the receiving end yet. To Eglite. Swing to Abelita. Back to Eglite. Still looking into the end zone for any options. Pasita, and Pasita with a blade over to defender to Samiete, and Samiete saying, "What was that? Why did you do that?" Another possession for Saku. Oh, turns around her defender, does Untera. Untera would love to see that again, as Eglita get turned around, looking for all the options and trying to cover everything there. Partna wanted to go the other way. No, Lepik still surveying options. Mulder to Partna, and Partna into the end zone for Gerda Trin Untera. That is 10-11. They are marching back, and surprising, I'm sure, Ogre Moments squad, as there were quite a lot of other options they could have had, but no, unfortunately that is not working for Ogre Moments. Looks like the same line is on the field. No, Pasita is being replaced by Goldova, but the rest of it is still the same line. Kalavanova, Abelita. Kalavanova does a beautiful stutter step cut. Samieta, whoa, just manages to save possession there, as Mulder's hands was dangerously close to that possession. Kalavanova with the disc, gets the disc to Abelita, and this is a 12-10 game to 13, as the buzzer went before the previous point was scored. Game to 13. Ogre Moments may have the winning possession here if they manage to get a turnover out of the Saku side. However, if Saku will score, will hold, then maybe get a break. Can we have another universe point game? Who knows? Very possibly. First disc received by Partna. Swing to Mulder. Mulder goes to Lepik into the end zone. Can Lepik? Oh my god! Did not survive ground contact, unfortunately. Not sure if she was in, but in any case, that was a heroic attempt. A heroic attempt. If actually some of the players are signaling where the disc should go back, but then the question is, was she actually in when she touched it? Because if her feet were in, that would go to the end zone line. But looks like players agreeing that possibly Lepik was not in the playing field as she touched the disc, so it goes back to where the disc left the playing field. Hence, a bit more advantageous position. Samieta now knocking on the doorstep of the win and the second place in the Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League. What was that from Adria Kalavanova? A bit of a give and go. Samieta and Adria exchanging the disc. Kalavanova with the disc once again. Oh, a bit of a nod to Abelita, and of course Linda Abelita, none other, will score the game-winning goal for Ogre Moments. It is 13-10, second place in the Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League in the women's division for Ogre Moments. Third place for Ultimate Saku. I think if they would have their full squad, they would be that game would be a lot more exciting. But that was a great game. Thank you everyone for watching the second stage of this league, the women's division. Do stay with us tomorrow, as we are going to have the open division negotiated and finished and completed tomorrow. Thank you all for listening. Thanks to Arvids and Elizaveta and Jakobs for doing all the work with production. I've been Dmitry Doroshenko. Take care everyone, and have a nice evening, and happy Valentine's Day.